Knife basics, call it 101 if you will. Pocket knives, the modern EDC. Let's go back, get real basic here and get everybody up to speed. So modern styled EDC for everyday carry, folding knives. Alright, we're not going to go through the history of knives and what century everything was come up at, but we're going to get real basic so we're all on the same level. We can all move forward together and create a better knife community. Alright? I've heard people ask me questions that they were afraid to ask and they were embarrassed because they just didn't know. And there's no stupid questions, okay? Starting with your basic fixed blade. Now, before there was a folding knife, this was just called a knife. You know, but now to differentiate, this is just your standard fixed blade. You carry this in a sheath on your belt, more for hunting, survival, camping, stuff like that. After that, came around your slip joints, okay? Has a little nail nick, that's what the nail nick is called, so you can open and close it. Now this will slam shut on your fingers, so you have to be careful, and there's no lock, so it will, if you stab into something, fold this thing over. So this is best for like whittling and, you know, stuff like that. This is very traditional, more like farmers, stuff like that. You have something like this Japanese folder. This has been made in Japan forever. Japan's got some really weird knife laws. There's a whole history on this blade itself. Somehow, when they banned samurai swords to carry in the street, this is what people would carry. Your thumb holds the blade down. That's how you lock this thing open. Otherwise, there is no lock except for you holding that blade open with your thumb. Alright, moving on back to more modern stuff now. This is your lockback. Okay, so this is an SOG. Tell me down in the comments what SOG stands for. Alright? Matter of fact, tell me in the comments down below what you want to see. Alright? I mean, anything, and use my years of experience here, metalworking, woodworking, knives, tools. There's no bad suggestions here, so drop it in the comments. Let me know what you want to see next or what you want to learn. Okay, so back to this is a lockback. You hit this button here. That's how you close the knife. You open it, it locks open. It is locked open now, so it cannot close on your fingers if you stab something like a tree or something like that, like I did when I was a kid with a slip joint. That's how I learned. Alright, so you got the lockback. After that, my favorite knife of all time. This is the Kaiser Riverbank. I love this thing. I added the lanyard on there. You know, this is a liner lock. Okay, so you push the liner, the inside liner moves over and locks that blade. Let's see if we can catch that. See how that locks? You push it over with your finger, and this has a flipper button for fast deployment. Okay, one-handed operation. Next up, we have a Gerber. Okay, a little mini Gerber. Also, again with the nail nick, very traditional. This is a frame lock. You see how the frame moves over. So we can watch that do that. Okay, see the whole frame moved over. That's the frame of the knife. Okay, similar to the liner lock, but the liner on the inside moves over. This is the frame lock, so the frame moves over. Okay, moving on. Button lock. Okay. This guy you're seeing, the Kaiser Cormorant. So there's no liner lock down here, it's just this button right here. Now, the inner mechanics of these button locks is different from every company. So it all works the same at the user end on the outside button, but this one, for instance, will be a spring lock where it's locking into the blade. Okay, so you see the button pop out. Okay. Most of them are going to be like an upper liner lock or a compression lock. They all different mechanically on the inside, but outside it's just one button operation. So all the button locks work the same way as from the user end, but they all can be mechanically different on the inside. Next up, your crossbar lock. Okay. Now it gets confusing because every company has a different name for this, whether it's the axis lock. Or, I mean, every company calls it something different, but it's all pretty much the same design. It's a bar that's spring-loaded, that you can access from either side of the knife, that opens and closes the blade for you. All right. Now this was originally a design that Benchmade had the patent on. I believe they purchased the idea and patented it, and until that patent ran out, no one was able to have the access lock. Only Benchmade had that lock, I believe, and now everybody makes a crossbar lock. All right, so that's just about it. We don't want to stay very basic, okay? Remember, this is just the basic knives that are available and common today. All right, it's not everything. All right, there's many more different kinds of locks. Demko has a shark lock. AD has a triad lock. Vosteed has a Vencor lock. And it goes on and on. So there are other outliers there, and there's tons of other styles of knives out there as well, guys. But we're not only staying with the basis. This is an OTF. It stands for out the front. Okay? These are not legal everywhere, by the way, so always check your local knife laws and know them. Okay? And don't rely on Google AI. Alright? In my very free state that I live in, if you Google AI it, it will tell you all knives are illegal. They're all going to get you put in jail. And it's not true. Okay? So don't believe the Google AI. Make sure you talk to a reliable source and get your local knife laws. Remember, comment down below what we're going to do next. Alright? Thanks for now.